Hello everybody and welcome back to Farm Sim 25 and welcome back to our new Frontier Survival Challenge. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight um, I may be doing something that's kind of dumb. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all probably gonna think this is dumb. However, I've got a new mod installed and it just so happens that it is on sale at the moment. The Lizard Colossus Harvester. Now you guys know we've been using the Lizard TARDIS Harvester, but this thing has some craziness to it, and I'm thinking about picking it up. I ain't gonna lie. Now we don't need 3,000 horsepower, okay? We just don't, especially for what we're doing, right? So we don't want to do that, but I do want the extra large capacity. And I mean, this thing does start with 900 horsepower right out the gate, and we can change this design color to this, which I think is much nicer. I don't like the green, but that Arctic silver or whatever you want to call it looks so good. Looks so good. But this is $130,000. We don't have $130,000. We have $108,000. However, we do have a Lizard TARDIS Harvester that we should be able to fix up and sell to pick this thing up right now. Like, that should be something we should be able to do. So, I think I'm going to do it. There's no reason not to. Plus, our little harvester, as good as it is, looks a little silly with those gigantic headers, right? So, I'm thinking that we just go over here and find, where's Mac hiding? Is Mac still at the store? Mac's still at the store, isn't he? Mac is still at the store. All right, Mac, let's get your butt over to the farm. We got work to do. But yeah, we'll get back over to the farm, pick up our old Lizard TARDIS Harvester, haul it up here to town, sell it off, and pick up our brand new Lizard, well, brand new to us. Nothing we get is brand new, it seems like. Most of the stuff that we've had during this playthrough has been, used. However, it's all worked, right? That's the main thing. It works. We may have to fix it up, but it works. And like I said, I'm not interested in the 3,000 horsepower monstrosity. Like we did that with Jess the other day on our Farm Sim stream on Saturday, and it's absurd in all the right ways if you enjoy having a goofy time. But this ain't about being goofy on this series, right? Like we out here just trying to do the right thing. But again, it just, for the size of the harvester that we have, I feel like the headers that we have is a little bit absurd, okay? So this is going to allow us to have a header that, or a harvester that actually looks proper for the whatchamacallits. We're going to go ahead and spread these out, get them ready to go. I don't know exactly how far I need to go for this harvester, but that should work. And then we should be able to pull this sucker right up onto the trailer. But it's been a good harvester for us, and I can't really complain about this thing. But we got a better option, and it's for sale. It's 57% off. You can't beat that deal for what it is. And then if we want to at some point during the future, we could all obviously upgrade it to the absurdity and go stupid fast all the time. But yeah, for now, I just want to replace our whoopsie doodle. Apparently those are a little wider than I gave them credit for. Alright, I guess I just need to go all the wide. So we want to go, is it this one? There it is. All the wide. Try that again, shall we? Am I this bad at driving? Or am I just off-center? There we go. We'll get her on there, one way or another. Perfect. Grab her in. I wish that these straps would actually strap the equipment in. Like it would go over parts of the equipment to make it look like it's strapped in anyway. But that should work. Let's go ahead and fold it up. Let's get Mac to take this sucker into town. This should be a light load for Mac after those 2 Volvos the other day. By the way, if you guys are interested in this sort of stuff, you might also be interested in my new series that I just started up. It is going to be a streamed series, so you guys will have to keep an eye out for streams. Make sure you have those notifications turned on. But I just restarted an American Truck Simulator from scratch. So if you guys are interested in watching me progress through some American Truck Sim, you guys know I like to play these simulator, like with the trucks and farming and all that stuff. So if you guys are interested in that, I'm sure you're going to be interested in American Truck Sim too. Like, there's a lot of overlap there. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys check out those live streams. And also make sure you have notifications turned on so that if I do go live, because you don't know when the live streams are always going to happen, sometimes I just decide to live stream out of nowhere. But keep an eye out for it. That way you have your notifications ready to go. But we're going to get this sucker up here, and we're going to drop it off at the store, get it fixed up and sold off. We should have enough money after selling this, I believe, in theory, to go ahead and pick up our new harvester. In theory. Let's go ahead and pop these out. Again, we want to make sure we're as wide as possible. Got old Mac down. Unstrap it. Fire up the TARDIS. And ease her off the trailer. Nice and tight. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Then run over the ramp like a dum-dum. You gotta love it. Alright, let's see how much we can get out of this. I'm hoping it's enough. I'm sure it is. I think this thing was like $100,000 if I remember correctly. But we're gonna see. We can repair it for $6. We can repaint it for $6,200, and then when we sell it off, we're gonna get $77,000. I mean, it's not as much as I thought we were gonna get out of it, but it is enough to get the lizard whatchamacallit, Colossus. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Again, we're gonna go for the big capacity because I don't like having to cart everything all the time. But we are gonna make sure that we stick with the regular harvester or the regular horsepower. I'm not going to go too crazy. You could go 1,500, you could go the 2,000, you could go 3,000. Ain't worth for me at the moment. But we do have these gigantic Michelin wheels on here, and I'm not going to put the white lettering on there. We're just going to leave it as is. We don't need to go too crazy. We'll go with a darker tint because I do like having darker tint. And then we will simply go out here and change over this to the Arctic Silver, or Harvest Moon Silver, because I think that looks sick. I ain't gonna lie, that blue looks fantastic. And then you've got like the lizard, the like chrome like emblem, and then with the little silver underneath. I mean, that's a good looking harvester if I ever seen one. So I think that's it. I think we just go for it. That's $130,000. That's a lot of money to be spending, and we didn't need to spend it. That's the worst part. Like, we didn't actually need... But look at this thing, man. It's a monster. Look at the size of those wheels. Good Lord. Like, I'm literally... Look. It's taller than I am. The wheel is bigger than me. That's crazy. All right? All right, let's jump up in this beast. What do we look like in here? Okay. All right. We got a blacked out interior. I like it. White stitching, kind of looks good. Fits with the outside there. I like that it's got the Lizard Colossus 9000. Beautiful. All right, let's fire her up. Woo, look at those monitors, baby. Looking good. Quiet, though. It is very quiet. But look, this thing is a behemoth. I don't know if we're going to be able to park this in our little shed anymore. Oh, my God. Look at that. So, Hold the phone. Don't you go away now. Look at that. Look at that silver. Woo! Buddy! That angle right there makes that blue and silver pop. Good God. I'm in love with the harvester. This thing is absolutely insane. I like it. But now I've got to try to get this thing squared up on the trailer. And that could be a much more difficult task. But I'm just going to trust. Just trust and go. That didn't work at all. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm no expert, but this doesn't appear to be able to get up on the trailer. Maybe if I turn crooked. Maybe if I turn crooked. Nope. Maybe more crooked. Nope. Alright, looks like we're gonna go all the way across the map the old-fashioned way. because we can't haul this on our trailer. Fortunately, this thing does go pretty quick. It does. Whoa! There, killer. Don't know why it did that. But it does do 29 miles an hour, so it's not too bad. It looks like Mac gets to stay at the store for a little while longer. Look at the lights. Got all the working lights you could ever ask for. Looking pretty sick. All right, what about the beacons? Little strobes, okay. Little LED strobes. Not bad. But I think this is going to be the perfect harvester for us to go forward. We don't have to worry about harvester ever again. At least not for the foreseeable future anyway. This thing will handle everything we need to worry about. Which is always a good thing for me. Now, I do believe that there is nothing else for us to do until next month when we sell off our wood chips. So I think we're going to head back here, put this thing in the shed if we can. I don't know if it'll fit in the shed. This thing is massive. It may or may not fit in the shed. We'll try it. What's the worst could happen? It's going to take up my entire shed, I think. Look at the size of this thing, man. Oh, but that sun off that paint is fantastic. I ain't gonna lie. I like the color. I like it. But now we got to figure out whether or not this thing's going to fit in here. Like, it looks like it may fit in here better than I thought. That pipe is going to be the problem, I think. We're not going to be able to fit this up against the border because you can see like we're going to back into the thing there. That's about as far in as, like, it's not bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was. Man, that thing looks good. Shoo! We got us a harvester now, boys. No more piddly little harvester with gigantic header looking silly. This thing is built to harvest. I love it. Alright, well with that, we should be good to go, so we're just simply going to go up to the top and do our thing. One thing I will do is go ahead and, yeah, I think I will just go ahead and go to the cabin and sleep and go till the next month. That is up this way, dum-dum. There we go. Visit. God, look at that view, man. Ah, you gotta love it. Like, we have built something crazy here, I think. I love our little place that we've built. Let's get in here, go to sleep. Let's go wake up at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Alright, now it should be January, meaning it should be prime time ready to sell off our wood chips. Now, it's been a little while since we've done wood chips, but it should be the perfect time to sell off. So we will do that. Looks like we're going to get some snow. So, let's look at our wood chips, or not wood chips. Let's go in here, look at our prices. I'm pretty sure now is the time to sell them. Come on, game. Prices. Wood chips, all the way at the bottom. The very last thing, I think. We're pretty close to the last thing, anyway. Boop. Wood chips. Yes, now is the highest price. $564 per 1,000 liters. And the snow's coming down thick. It is time for us to get this stuff hauled out. So let's go ahead and do what we're going to do here. Let's get over to the map. Let's jump in the little red here. We will go ahead and fill up the wood chips that are in the sawmill. And then we will have to move this around to start offloading what's inside the bunker as well. Like, we should have a decent amount of wood chips here. Fire up little red. Alright, like I said, we are going to have to pick this stuff up out the ground. So, I'm not exactly sure where I should put this. Somewhere in this neighborhood seems proper. Let's go ahead and drop this. Little red's not going to be our transport tractor today. He's just over there looking pretty. We'll move little red back into the shed. Hopefully we can get this done before the snow accumulates too much. Otherwise, we're going to have our work cut out for us. But, park little red in next to big red. And then I believe we'll be using big red to transport, because big red's our fastest tractor. Alright, Big Red, you're on your way. Let's go. Got work to do. This thing can do 32 miles an hour, so it is the perfect little transport tractor. The perfect big transport tractor. Alright. Swing her around, back her up. And we will need to load up what's in the bay here. So, let's get our pickup, which is this one. Oops. Swing this thing around. Then we'll have to pull the other one out. We'll load up our... Alright, so that's ready to go. Then we'll grab this big sucker here. Pull it around. It's hard to see. Let's hook that up to it. Seems to be working. Now we can pull the trailer out underneath that thing. We'll just swing her around here. Perfect. Now we just got to sit here and let this load up. I'm not going to make you guys sit here and watch this whole thing get loaded up because it will take a while. Alrighty, so we've officially got everything loaded up. Let's get this stuff hauled in, shall we? We got 121,000 liters of wood chips. That is going to be a good little payday. Let's get this stuff hauled in, shall we? Now this is like a year and a half's worth of wood chips because we didn't haul them in last year, but we only had like a partial load last year, so I didn't feel like it was necessary. Now we got 121,000 liters. This is going to be a pretty good payday. At least I hope it is. We're about to find out. And then of course we sell off our furniture and our soybeans in June, and then we plant in April. So I guess once we get this done, it'll be time to get ready to go to April. But I will have to keep the sawmill running. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've been cheating on loading up the sawmill. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in a minute. It's so much easier. I've been cutting down that entire forest, you guys know that, you know, when I want to. But when I show you guys what I've been doing, you guys are gonna like, be probably like caught off guard. Some of you guys may not be. Some of you guys may already know what I've been doing. You've probably seen some of the stumps, but yeah, we'll show that in a minute. But otherwise, place your bets down in the comments below. How much money do you think we're going to make off this 121,505 liters of wood chips? Also, somebody left Mac right in the way. Mac, what you doing, man? You're rotting away. See you, Mac. Pretty excited about this. Like I said, this will be the most wood chips I think I've ever sold off at one time in this series. 121,000 liters worth. So it should be a decent little chunk. Alright, and we're here. I'm going to sell them off. How much are we going to make? I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be anything close to what we get when me and Jess sell off all of our poplar wood chips. But still, we're making that money. $68,574 in the bank just from our wood chips. That is awesome. All right, well, let's get this back over to the shop. Put the trailer back in its place. And then we will show you guys exactly what we've been doing for the sawmill. Now, like I said, the initial thought with that sawmill was to clear out that area, that forest, the old-fashioned way, just by like as I need it for the sawmill. But dude, the amount of trees I have to cut down just to keep that sawmill running is absurd when it comes to most of the trees being just junk, right? Most of the trees that we cut down aren't worth anything. So it was taking me 30 minutes just to cut down trees to keep the freaking sawmill running. That's silly. What you're about to witness is how quickly things can work the other way. Now, like I said, to get through a single month, we need about 15,000 liters of wood, right? That's about 1 month. Now, with this new method, I usually end up with about 37,000 liters total in like a few seconds. Whereas normally it would take me like 30 minutes to cut down enough trees to fill up the sawmill and keep going. So, big time saver for me. Especially considering it's not the like main portion of the series anymore, right? It's just what keeps us running in the background. Also, I feel like it's starting to snow even harder. It's a good thing we got done. Because the snow in this game is no joke. If you have not lived through a snowstorm in this and had to like cart things back and forth, like there's a reason that they have snow removal stuff in this game. Because you gotta use it. Because if you don't, you be getting stuck. We'll put our trailer back where we got it. And you can see the stumps over there. Perfect. Drop that there. Put old Big Red back in the barn. And we'll come over here and show you guys what I've been doing. Alright. So, as we go back over here, what I want to show you guys is the easiest way to keep your sawmill running that I've been able to find. And that is simply by cutting down trees that you plant at full size. And the best one that I've found to do it is the Manchurian red pine. So let me show you guys that real quick. So if you go into your construction menu, and then you go down to the bottom to the landscaping, and then go over to the trees, you'll see that you can plant any tree you want. You have to pay for them. Okay, so it's not cheating. You are paying for them. But the best tree is, well, normally you would get the northern catalpa. But this thing is a monstrosity to cut down, and the stumps don't seem to grind up properly, whereas the Manchurian red pine doesn't seem to have that problem. But this Manchurian red pine is only $500 a piece. Look at the size of these things. They're no joke, man. 3 of these suckers, so $1,500 worth of trees, keep this sawmill running for a little while. Now, don't forget, when you go to cut these down, you want to point the top of the chainsaw in the direction you want your tree to fall, right? Sorry, in the direction away from which direction you want your tree to fall. So like if I pointed it this way, the tree would fall that way, right? So I want to point it to the left, and now the tree will fall that way, leaving the stump this way. So we just go in here, cut it down. Yeah, you got to cut it down by hand, but it only takes a few seconds. And then, like I said, you cut down 3 of these things, and this is plenty to keep you going for a couple of months. It's perfect. Now the downside is my little winch system that I have, I can drag 2 of them at once. I can't drag 3 of them at once, unfortunately. But, like, in theory, if you wanted to do this like every month, you just simply cut down 2 of these trees, drag them into the sawmill, and go. $1,000 a month. And you're going to be producing more than that. Like, when you think about the amount of stuff that we're producing out of our sawmill, and then on top of that, we're making furniture out of that stuff even more, then you can see where we are going to have plenty of money. Like, we are still in a profit by doing this. So it's kind of silly for us to keep cutting down the entire forest back there and taking all that time to do that when we can just do this, jump in this old Papa Smurf back here, hook up to 2 of these trees, and get on down the road. What used to take me 30 minutes now takes me no time at all. Hook up to that one. Hook this one up to this one. Now, like I said, you can't quite get all 3 of them, unfortunately. They're too heavy. Each one of these winches can only do like 8 tons. So doing 2 of these trees at once, you can't quite do on the same winch. But you get them over your tree stumps. That's why you want to cut your trees nice and low to the ground. That way those stumps don't really cause much of an issue. But as you can see, it's heavy, but it holds it. And then we just pull this right up into the sawmill. I think these are like the perfect tree for like the amount of volume and ease of like cutting it down. So as you'll see, we go from 6,459 liters up to 24,000 liters just for those 2 trees. So they're about 12,000 liters apiece. And then we just pop in here, grab this sucker, do the same thing. Now, one of the reasons I kind of started doing this was A, because it's just easier. It's a heck of a time save, but it's also just like, I've got so many stumps over there right now that I just can't be bothered, and I need to get the stump grinder out to cut all those stumps down. But yeah, as you can see, 33,000 liters now. Not too shabby, and we have enough to go forward a couple of months. So that's what we're going to do. We'll save, we'll jump up to the top of the cabin, we'll go forward a couple of months. One of these days I'm going to accidentally sell this cabin and I'm going to be so sad. So sad. But let's go forward. Should be able to go up into April now. Like I said, this will get us a couple of months anyway. And we don't sell off our soybeans and our furniture until June. So we got a little ways before that happens. I like to check in here just to see. Not gonna lie, that's the Massey Ferguson we're actually using right now. And it's for sale. Meaning we could, in theory, sell off our Massey Ferguson that we bought for brand new and pick this up at a discount. If we were hurting for money, we could do that. I'm not hurting for money, so I'm not gonna worry about it. That being said, production-wise, we do have 18,000 liters, so we can get through another month, so that's what we're going to do. This gets us into March, and what I'll probably do is just put up 2 of those trees, cut them down real quick. That'll get us into April. So let's get our butt down to the bottom. We'll just go ahead and put out a couple more of those Manchurian red pines. Boop. Boop. You know what? Let's just do 4. Why not? Doesn't hurt us. Alright. hate how slow you walk with the chainsaw. One. Two. Three. Four. Now this thing can hook up to 2 of the trees at a time. Okay, so maybe it's like 10,000 liters per tree. Still, it's not bad. For the work that you're putting in, this is an easy way to keep your sawmills running. So you don't have to like waste extra time on it while you're doing other things. Now, I will still continue to cut down the forest behind me, but for the time being, this is an easy way to get forward quickly. Alright, so we got 21,000 liters. I think this place can hold 50, so we should be good. Yeah, that gets us to 39. Perfect. Alright, well, let's speed up time. We'll get into April, and it'll be time to plant our corn. Remember, we are planting corn this year for the first time. I'm pretty happy about that. Can't wait to see how we do there. It's going to look so good, man. We're going to have some big old corn fields. It's going to be great. Turning this place into the frickin' Midwest out here. One row of corn at a time. Alright, it is officially nice and sunny outside, so it should be a perfect time. Look at the Cherry Blossom Highway looking fresh, man. It is officially springtime, and you guys know what that means. It's time to plant. So let's get our equipment down here. Forget where we're at. Oh, right here. Here's where we are. All right, let's jump in down here. So, what do we need? We need our planter. Now, this is our planter right here. I didn't think about this, but this is going to take a while to plant, isn't it? I didn't think about it. It's going to take a while. We got a lot of planting to do today. A lot of planting. We also got some cultivating to do, don't we? Because I think we got to run the cultivate. Hold the phone. Let me get in the construction menu real quick. We're going to fly over to our fields and take a look. Yeah, we got to cultivate this entire field, and we got to plant this entire field and this field. So we got our work cut out for us, folks. All right, well, today might be the first day that we ever use AI. We are going to hire some help on the farm for the first time ever. Believe it or not, we've not, this entire series, not one time have we hired any help. That's crazy to think about, isn't it? All right, we're going to use Lil Green here. We'll hook Lil Green up to the dowel bow, send Lil Green out to the field, and get it cultivating. Then we'll come back over here and grab Big Red, get the planter on, and get Big Red planting the new field, while Low Green is cultivating the old field. And then when we're done planting the big field, then we'll come back over and we'll plant the little field. Man, Low Green just looks completely different without those gigantic dual wheels, don't you? This is something else, man. Almost looks like a normal tractor. Without those gigantic wheels. It should be plenty of traction and should be plenty of horsepower to pull this little Dalbo around. Shouldn't be an issue. Hopefully. But we'll get her over to the field and get this party started. Like I said, first time ever having AI help us do anything in this series. Isn't that a crazy thing? Like, think of how many episodes we're in. Alright, we're going to set AI to do that. Let's fold her out. And the AI should be off to the races. Go for it, AI. For the first time ever on the series, AI is helping us out. What a thing. Alright, let's get the Big Red out. Get our planter out. We will need to set this to corn. Don't forget now. We are planting corn this year, Dumbo. Seriously. Don't forget. Yeah, see? Gotta plant corn. There we go. All the corn. Alright, now we're gonna fill up on fertilizer and seed while we can. Fertilizer. Seeds. Perfect. Head out to the field. Forget if we needed to wait on the front of this last time or not. This isn't the biggest... Like, this may have decent horsepower, but it's not the heaviest tractor in the world. And I can't remember if we ended up needing a weight on the front of this or not. I know we have a weight, but I don't know if I needed it. Hopefully the AI will have no trouble doing that over there. First time hiring help. Hopefully they get through it nicely. But here we are at our brand new field. Ready to kick this party off planting style. Looks like the AI is working over there. Good. Don't want to have to babysit him. God knows we got enough work to do today. Go ahead and set this thing up. We are set on planting corn. Okay, we are going to set up for the steering assist. And I think I will start. Oops. Okay, so it has us going this way. Okay, so we are going to start with the down and backs. Well, let's get this corn started, baby.
Had a truck and a chainsaw, not a penny to my name. Uncle left the land behind, and I took up the flame. Them trees were thick, the roads were rough, but I carved out dreams with hands worn tough. Cut down the timber, stacked it high, sold them logs till the saw ran dry. Built a cabin on the ridge, wide-eyed and bold, turned that forest green into fields of gold. We tilled the soil, we turned the ground, we prayed for rain, and joy was found. Soybeans growing where the trees once stood, trying to feed this town, just doing good. Bought Bought 2 lots, cut 'em clean. Now I'm running rows like a farming machine. 20 acres wide and I'm planting more. This ain't a patch, it's a full-blown war. This land we built with calloused hands, from fallen trees to fertile land. Each voice a thread, each sound a stone. We made this place, we made it home. Bought 2 lots, cut 'em clean. Now I'm running rows like a farming machine. 20 acres wide and I'm planting more. This ain't a patch, it's a full-blown war. This land we built with calloused hands, from fallen trees to fertile land. Each voice a thread, each sound a stone. We made this place, we made it home. This land we built with calloused hands, from fallen trees to fertile land. Each voice a thread, each sound a stone. We made this place, we made it home. We made it home. We made it home. We made it home. Came rolling down that gravel road, sun setting slow. Fields behind me, future I don't know. There it was, just wood and rust, a 1-lane bridge built on faith and dust. It creaks like sorrow, sways like sin, but somehow it holds again and again. Just wide enough for a man with nothing to give. That 1-lane bridge still lets me live. I've crossed it broke, I've crossed it proud, I've cursed its name and prayed out loud. But no matter how lost or low I slid, that 1-lane bridge forgave what I did. Ain't no shoulder, ain't no guide, just hold your wheel and let it ride. And if your heart don't make it through, well, it ain't the bridge, it's probably you. So here's to wood, to nails, to rain, to crossing pain and feeling sane. It ain't much, but it's enough to forgive. That 1-lane bridge still lets me live.
So we've officially finished planting this year. I'm not gonna lie, that took a long time. We need to work on upgrading our equipment for sure if we're going to extend into much bigger fields, because that took a while. I think it took about an hour and a half total, and that's with AI cultivating this field, and then we planted both fields. Fun fact, it actually took me a little bit less time to plant the big field as it took the AI to cultivate the small field. Just goes to show you, a little bit wider working width, a little bit faster overall, and just more efficient with turning around and stuff. And I will say this tractor and this planter work really, really well together. They do seem to go very, very nicely, because you can just kind of whip it around and go. You don't have to like do a whole lot of crazy maneuvers or anything like that. We are going to try to back this back down in there. We are going to have to clean everything up. And then I think it'll be about time to call the episode, because next episode we're going to have to do some fertilizing. We will have to do some weeding. We'll clean all of our equipment up real quick before we call it an episode. Again, I don't worry about getting that thing in there straight, because it's so long it takes up most of the room we got. I'm gonna back this thing down in here. Shut her down. Let's get all this out. Now, if we look on the map, we'll go ahead and save real quick. If we look on the map, obviously there's some hail damage specifically in this field, because it damages the ground, and we didn't cultivate the ground. So there's going to be some hail damage there. But if we look at the overall soil composition, it's so sporadic. So it looks like we will go ahead and just cover both fields with a second application, because there's quite a bit of the field that's not double fertilized. So we're going to hit both of those up if we can. And then obviously this whole field's going to need it. And then this whole field's going to need weeded. This one shouldn't need weeded because we just plowed it. Generally, the first year after you plow, you don't have to weed. So hopefully this whole field will be good with weeds, and then this field's definitely going to need weeded. But that'll be next episode. We'll worry about that next time. For now, it's time to clean up our equipment, and might as well start with this. Good lord, stuff grinder's a mess. I'll try to keep our equipment clean if we can. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys want to see more of this? If you do, please let me know. I know a lot of you guys have been hanging around for a while now. We've got a good dedicated like 500 people at least that come by every single episode of this to watch it. So thank you guys for all that. Appreciate having you guys here. I know this series has garnered a lot of new folks for the channel as well, which is always a good thing. Like I said, it's always rough when you're trying to branch out from older or other genres too. But you're basically starting all over again, no matter what size your channel is. Now, obviously, the bigger your channel is, the more easy it is to get initial reach. But yeah, we're not getting a lot of folks from the main or from World of Warships Legends that are interested in this, unfortunately. So it's up to you guys that enjoy this series. If you guys want to see more of it, make sure you guys keep coming by every single time. Make sure you share it with friends. If you guys have friends that watch the same stuff as you, they're probably going to enjoy this as well. But I appreciate everybody, man. Look at this craziness that we've got going on here. Might as well spray off a little green as well. They did get out and do some cultivating, so they're a little dirty. So that should be about it for today. We got a lot of work done, man, that's for sure. Like I said, it took about an hour and a half just to do the cultivating of the one field and then the planting of both fields. And since we did the cultivating at the same time, it really only took us about an hour and a half to do both fields of planting. But before we call it an episode, let's look and see what kind of upgrades we can look for in the future. So obviously, we're going to have to look for some sort of cultivator, right? So if we look at our disc harrows, which we currently been using this Dalbo, has an 8-meter working width capable of 11 miles an hour. Obviously, I would like to go for a little bit bigger if we can. So this is 11 miles an hour, 12.2. 18.4. This would be ideal, I think. Getting this big old disc harrow right here. Because I don't think there's going to be anything bigger than that. Yeah, I think that's about as big as she gets. 18.4 meter working width sounds fun. For sure. Yeah. So we're probably going to look into getting this. This requires 580 horsepower, though. Well, maybe we'll look into something else. Let's see what else we got out of here. Is anything bigger than what we currently have? Okay, this one here. This is a regular old shallow cultivator. It is 14.3 meter working width, but only does it at 9 miles an hour. That's why I want that disc. I think the disc harrow is the play. Now, this tractor, I forget how many horsepower we have in this tractor. It is a Massey Ferguson 9S, and it is maximum 425, so we do not have the horsepower. We would have to upgrade our tractor to be able to grab that next one. And I'm not sure what size tractor or what tractor we're going to need. I mean, obviously we need at least 500 horsepower to pull that disc harrow, right? Like, let's look at that disc harrow one more time. If we want to go for this big old disc harrow, it's 580 horsepower. We need a lot of horsepower. There's really only one option that I can think of that's got that kind of horsepower, and that's going to be our big old Case Steiger. Let me look here. I take it back. We could get this gigantic 9RX. That could be potential. Basically, any of these big old boys down here. Yep. So anything from here down is going to be our oh, the big buds. I forgot about these guys. Do we go for a big bud? I mean, I've never used a big bud. But we do have, we have lots of stuff here. Holy mother of God, this thing's capable of 1,341. I think that's a little excessive. I think that might be a little excessive. I don't think we quite need 1,341 horsepower. I do love me a Case. You guys already know the deal there. But, oh, this is a nice Massey Ferguson. That's only 375 horsepower, though. That ain't gonna do us no good. Ain't gonna do us no good, man. I need at least 580 horsepower, which means Big Bud is kind of looking at me here. Like, obviously, we would go for the extra large if we could, or just the 600. We go with the, I don't know which one's better. This is a 600. This one is also, this gets up to 665 horsepower. What is the difference? Like, I mean, this looks exactly like this. To be perfectly honest. I mean, these aren't the prettiest tractors in the world, but it is kind of iconic. Massive old tractors, man. And of course, like I said, you got both of these. I mean, these are literally, I feel like they're basically the exact same thing, except this one gets a little bit more horsepower. So I think this would probably be the one we go for. Or we go for the Steiger 715 quad track, because 778 horsepower, you're never going to need another tractor. At least not horsepower wise anyway. But again, I mean, if we wanted to keep on theme, we could go up for like a 9R or a 9RX if we wanted to go that route. But I'll let you guys decide what you guys think we should do in terms of tractors. Obviously, we're going to need more money. You guys know the deal. Before we go upgrading, we got to get some money. But we're going to need 580 horsepower to upgrade our disc harrow. The other thing we were going to look at is planters. So let's take a look at planters while we're here too, because currently we are bouncing back and forth between soybeans and corn. What is the biggest planter in here? It's going to be the John Deere 1775, I believe. Yeah, this one's only 11. This one is 17.8. Actually, this Kinsey is actually bigger, and it is capable of using liquid fertilizer if we wanted to go that route. So yeah, I mean, those are extremely expensive too. So we got a lot of money to make in order to make these things happen. Obviously, this one would be probably a little bit better just due to the fact that I don't have to worry about fertilizing on this thing. We just fill it with seed, we plant, and then we go and we fertilize after the fact. This one would fertilize during, but it does require liquid fertilizer, which we do not have a way to store at the moment. So if we wanted to do that, we'd have to come up with a way to do liquid fertilizer, which we could do. But I'm kind of leaning towards this John Deere planter myself. 17.8 meter working width, requires at least 360 horsepower. So horsepower-wise, not a problem. We can pull this, no problem. It is expensive, so we'll have to get some money there. But if we want to go for the next disc harrow, which I think we do, which, like I said, I'm kind of leaning towards this Swifter disc here. 580 horsepower is what it's going to cost us. This one here takes 615 horsepower, and it's a smaller working with. It's kind of crazy. But this thing, look at the size of this disc harrow, man. That is no joke. But I think that is where we're going to call it today. I'm going to hopefully get some input from you guys, what you guys think in terms of upgrading, because I definitely want to go for this particular disc harrow, because it's the biggest thing that we got, I think, access to. That's going to be good. So this will be 11 miles an hour, plus it's going to be 18.4 meter working width. So we're going to need a bigger tractor to pull that thing. And you guys know the deal. Let me know what tractor you think we should pick up. Do you think we should go for the big old Case Steiger quad track? Do you think we should go for the John Deere 9R, the 9RX? Or do you think we should pick up a big bud? I'll let you guys come up with the answer for that. So let me know. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.